listeners. Welcome back to the Pineapple Podcast.
Welcome back.
I'm Zach,
I'm Jeremy.
and we're your co-hosts.
I hope you enjoyed this week's episode of the podcast.
On this podcast, we talk about topics such as Bible, food, tech, and video games.
And so much more.
We hope you enjoy this week's episode.
I guess I would just put it in the audio version. So,
Yeah.
no guests today because of government laws? Or
I mean,
Health.
basically, we're definitely not keeping the laws right now. We're not social distancing from each other.
get away from me.
Away from me, Saeed.
Basically. We're supposed to be in Oklahoma right now
Oh, I totally forgot about that. Yeah.
for Crucible Project.
We are supposed to be in Oklahoma right now for Crucible Project, but that got canceled along with every single other event. So, what are we talking about today?
Let's see. Wait, someone's watching. I want to see who it is. Unless it's just me.
It's probably just Facebook being retarded.
Does it not show you who's watching? I don't know.
4 people.
Wait, what? There's 4 people watching?
Let's go.
I didn't sign up for this.
Actually, you did when you started live streaming.
You want me to kick you out? I'll do this podcast by myself. I don't need your sass.
Alright, so what are we talking about today?
Let's see. So, we're going to ask our guests any questions.
Casper, do we have any questions for you? No? Okay.
Alright, first up, we got our world/personal breaking news because they're on the same level, right?
Pretty
so,
much.
got a Netflix watch party.
Sorry.
A Netflix watch party.
Wait, what is that?
So I had to look it up because I heard of it, but I didn't know how to do it. So apparently, while everyone's social distancing, then you can host a Netflix party. First, you download the extension, whatever that is. Then you open up Netflix and you start playing a video. I'm assuming a movie or show. Then you click the Netflix party extension icon next to your address bar, and it should have changed from gray to red, and you click on that. Not sketchy at all. And a window will pop up instructing you to create a Netflix party. You have the option to either give yourself total control of the playback or ... I don't know why it just cuts off over the playback. I guess that's it. And then another window will pop up with a link. Click copy URL and share it with your friends. If you need to, you can find the links again by
Probably copying the
doing
same
that.
link.
Yeah.
Just copy and pasting.
And the Netflix party will automatically give you an icon. By clicking on the icon, you can change it
Wait. Okay, so
as well as your nickname.
am I understanding this right? You're basically live streaming a live stream. You're live streaming the live stream that's getting broadcast to your device from Netflix to other people that want to watch the same show. So they can all watch it at the same time.
I guess so. Has anyone done this?
I have no idea. I haven't used Netflix in a couple months, honestly.
A couple months.
Yeah,
I
I
used
haven't
it like
used it
last
very
night.
often.
Alright, y'all comment and let us know if you've done this Netflix party or if that's something you would do. That'd be kind of fun.
Would it though?
If you were like trying to watch a show with someone, but y'all were watching through something, but it was like y'all are social distancing or quarantined or whatever, y'all couldn't meet up to watch it, then boom, now you can. Because how else would you do it? Just not?
Just don't watch a movie together with somebody else? Like, I don't see the point of doing this, honestly.
What? That's because you just I don't know. It sounds interesting.
Honestly, the last couple nights my family has been watching movies. I've been up here playing some video games because I haven't had any time to play recently, and I just got Doom Eternal, so I still haven't beat it. It's really hard.
Hey, say that's for the Netflix, or not the Netflix news, the video game news.
Okay.
So, what's next?
Lyft is giving out lots of free scooters in big cities.
Yep. Because they don't want to give people rides because of blue monkey disease.
Are we still calling it that?
Yeah, if you say the C word, then you'll get copyrighted, and our sponsor will have to back out.
We have a sponsor?
Yes. It's, what's your farm name again?
Team Farms?
Team
I
and
thought it was
Farms.
Idea Pump.
Idea Pump. Oh yeah, sponsored by Idea Pump. So yeah, I guess they want to cut back on that interaction with people, so they're giving out those free electric scooters. Because other cities, like we have Limes and Lubbock, and that's it. Other cities have like 4 or 5 different brands of those scooters and bikes and stuff, and Lyft is one of them. I don't know if you knew that.
I didn't.
Yeah.
What's interesting? So they're giving out like the actual electric scooters for free.
I think it's
Or
like
are
the
they
free
giving
rides.
out? Okay, free rides. They're not
Yeah.
giving out the actual scooters.
Well, the scooters are just here and there on the streets and stuff. You just go pick one up, you can ride it for free.
For some reason, I gotta chill.
This one, have you opened your water?
Yeah, I already opened mine.
So, I don't know. I thought that was interesting. With everyone trying to contribute by Razer making masks that we talked about last week.
Oh, I
and
totally forgot about that.
all these companies and individuals making masks and trying to help out. That, well, Lyft's doing something. So,
Yeah.
there you go.
Legit.
What about next?
There's some other actual news that I heard about this past week. So apparently, in some new, I forgot what the thing was that Trump passed. They're trying to get money to people.
Yo, I don't even know who this person is. That's hilarious.
That's funny. So apparently, you can get a loan from the government. I don't know if you heard about this. It's for small businesses that have employees under 50 people.
Yeah, how much is it?
So it's 2.5 times your annual, like your salary that you pay to all your employees. So however much that is, plus your utilities. 2.5 times that. So, sorry, not for the year. It's for a month. So it's for 2.5 months. So they take basically your average of 2019 and then just 2.5 times that. Now, the loan is 4% interest for the year, but apparently, if you don't lay off anybody during this blue monkey disease times, the government can actually forgive your loan.
What?
So,
Why does that actually sound like something good?
it is. So a lot of small businesses are going to be taking advantage of this loan, and as long as you meet the criteria, I think the loan is going to be forgiven by the government. So the max cap on the loan is $10 million.
Can we
Per
apply
business.
for this?
Do we have any salaries for 2019?
Yes.
You'd have to prove it.
Hash browns. I have hash brown receipts from McDonald's. That's how we pay ourselves. But that sounds like a really cool thing.
It is really cool, but there's also a lot of larger businesses that are going to be taking advantage of this that are not quite considered corporations.
See that? Oh,
People are watching.
we had 7 a minute ago. Anyways. Yeah.
So I thought that was insane.
That's pretty cool.
Basically giving out free money to small businesses.
Free money with a catch.
The catch is that you don't lay anybody off, which is the point of it.
That's a good catch,
But
though.
still, that's pretty cool.
That is really cool. Alright.
Moving on to Bible.
Alright, you got this week's Bible question.
Yeah. So I was
I already
reading.
forgot what it is.
Okay, I was reading a book on my
Alright.
way home from El Paso yesterday, and there was a verse that was talked about in there that really kind of jumped out to me, and I was trying to figure out what it meant. So we're going to be in 1 Corinthians chapter 5. The title of the chapter is Dealing with the Case of Incest. The chapter eventually, or Paul eventually talks about people that are unrepentant in the church in general and not just talking about sexual immorality and stuff. So the verse that really jumped out to me is verse 5, which says, "Hand this man over to Satan for the destruction of the flesh, so that his spirit might be saved on the day of the Lord." So, what does it mean to hand someone over to Satan?
What did it say in that book? Because that could sound really confusing.
Yeah, it is pretty confusing, but what I pretty much gathered from this is that we're basically taking these immoral people and just removing them from the church.
But why did he word it like that? Handing someone over to Satan sounds like a big thing.
Yeah. So, back in these times, the church was thought of as holy ground. So whenever you are outside of that, you're basically in the realm of Satan, because Yahweh resides in the church. So whenever you kick someone out of the church, this is the way Paul's wording is, like, you're handing them over to Satan. Does that answer your question?
Yes, it does.
Okay. My question is, why are we kicking these people out of church? Because these are the type of people that us modern day thinkers think should be in the church. You know, the sexual, immoral people, all of the sinners. You think, hey, these are the people that need to be in church.
Mm-hmm.
Why is Paul saying we kick these people out of church?
Well, from what it seems like it's talking about is they're basically distractions, bad examples, and they don't want to corrupt. So the church is still growing in this time.
Yeah, this is a very new church.
If this young church gets corrupt, then it's going to mess up, like, future churches and twist everything. And so it looks like he's just trying to keep this pure right now, and so that it can continue to grow and be true.
Yeah. That makes sense. And from what I've gathered, that's basically what he's saying is, like, you know, bad company corrupts good character. He doesn't want the church to get corrupted by these people that are constantly sinning. He's specifically talking about brothers and sisters in Christ that do keep sinning. So it's not just these bad people, it's people that are claiming to be Christians that are doing these bad things.
So, like, trying to weed out hypocrites too.
Yeah, basically trying to weed out hypocrites. Now, it also says, whenever you hand them over to Satan for the destruction of the flesh. What does that mean to you?
Destruction of the flesh. So, what is he talking about with flesh right here? Is that like...
So Paul uses flesh in a number of ways. Sometimes it's just like our worldly desires. Sometimes it's like your actual body.
And what does the verse say?
Hand them over to Satan for the destruction of the flesh, so that his spirit may be saved on the day of the Lord.
So what does destruction of flesh mean? It's a good question. You know what does it mean?
So whenever I was reading that book, it was talking about...
By the way, what's the book you keep referring to?
Oh, I have it right here. It's called The Unseen Realm.
Unseen Realm.
Yeah, by Michael S. Heiser. Well, Dr. Michael S. Heiser, technically. He has a PhD in Hebrew studies. It's really cool. I think I mentioned it on the podcast before.
I haven't read this yet. And
imagine I don't want to say textbook. It's kind of like a Bible textbook.
Wait, so it's a Bible for the Bible?
No.
I'm just kidding.
It talks about overall God's plan for humanity and walks through step by step Old Testament, New Testament stuff and how they relate to each other. And that really helped me see the big picture that the Bible presents. And oftentimes it's really hard to see that when we just read through specific chapters, verses, and books. So it really helped me see, like, big picture, what's really going on. Why do these specific things happen with these specific things? So really good. Talks about a lot of supernatural Bible stuff that I would totally recommend reading.
Sounds good.
Okay. Anyway, where were we?
You were asking about
destruction of
the flesh.
Yeah, so basically, if you do bad things are going to happen to you. Ecclesiastes doesn't completely agree with that, but I would say Proverbs would support that. So, that's not what it says in the book. That's just what I think. So, bad things are going to happen to these people that are just doing bad things in general. So, Paul's basically saying, let them go out and they are going to destroy themselves. No, so he also says, let me find it real quick. Verse 4, hand this man over to Satan for the destruction of the flesh, so that his spirit may be saved on the day of the Lord. So you're kicking these people out of the church.
So they're trying to do it for the greater good.
They're trying to do it for the greater good. How does that make sense?
You got me. I don't know.
Because, I mean, this was my whole question whenever I first read this. I was like, wait, this does not make sense. We're kicking these people out of church. They should be in church learning about God. So we have to think about context here. These people were already considered brothers and sisters in Christ that were being hypocrites.
Okay.
So Paul's kicking them out and saying, hey, you're doing these bad things. Bad things are still going to happen to you. We don't want to be associated with you because you're going to corrupt us. But they're still technically believers. And they're kicking them out. So that way, basically, they learn that they need the church. And
so he's just giving them like a hard reality check.
Kinda, yeah. And so that way, since they already know Christ technically, so that way their soul may be saved on the day of the Lord. Now, additionally, we know that we're not saved by any sort of merit. Like, we don't save ourselves, obviously. So, even though those people may be sinning, we're not saved based on how much good or bad we do. So, Paul knew this, and he knew that if he doesn't want the people that are trying to be better to get worse, it's better to take these people that are doing bad but still know God and push them out of the church, so that way they're not corrupting the people that are still trying to better themselves.
Okay, so what would be an example of doing something with the same goal, same state of mind? What would that look like today? Does that ever happen, or?
Wait, what do you mean? Sorry.
Like, today, would we do the same thing in the church? Like, people are causing trouble, whatever, that are believers, that have that are believers and stuff, and we, kick them out and be like, hey, it's for your own good. We don't want to be associated with your bad stuff. We don't want to corrupt these believers. You're already saved, though, so go work it out and see how much you need the church.
So, that's a good question.
I feel like something like that wouldn't go over very well.
That definitely would not go over very well in today's, standards, or at least our Western church view. I mean, imagine today if, you kick somebody out of church because they're a sexually immoral person.
Yeah, that wouldn't go over well with probably the majority of people.
Right. So, do you think that the modern church needs to do, a hard reality check and be like, hey, these people are corrupting other people? Do we need to distance them from us? Kind of a funny word.
Dude, that's what I just asked you.
What?
I just asked you, do we do this today?
Oh, do we need to do this? Is that what you're asking?
It doesn't happen.
I don't think this happens today. We let these people come to church because we think they need to be here.
Or at least the majority of them. I mean, every once in a while you hear someone getting kicked out for doing something.
Right, but
this sounds like groups of people.
Right.
This doesn't sound like one person.
Verse 10, not meaning all the people of this world are immoral or the greedy and swindlers or idolaters, in the case that you would have to leave this world. So
that's a wide range of people.
Yeah, it's a wide range of people here.
You said greed, and what were the other things you said?
It's like swindlers.
Swindlers, yeah.
Idolaters, slanderers, drunkards.
Yeah, just the drunkards and greed right there, that would be a lot of people.
So, yeah, basically, whenever I first read this, I was like, hey, this is definitely not what we do in today's church. What are we doing? I honestly don't know how to respond to this. Should we be taking these people and removing them? Yeah, I'm still processing it.
It's a good question. Let us know in the comments of this chat what would you recommend doing based off of this verse, with the little context and circumstances that we've gone through. What would be your response to this? How should we as the church in is it still the 21st century? 21st century handle something like this on a biblical level?
And if you think we're totally wrong, let us know, because we're not experts in the Bible by any means either. We're just trying to keep learning ourselves.
So 10 out of 10.
Question?
Anyway, you're gonna wrap that up? I don't know.
I don't really have a wrap up for this other than think about the question, go read the verse, and see what you think.
Definitely gonna go look this up now, because now I'm curious. I wonder what some other people have to say about this.
Yeah, I'd definitely be interested. I know what the author of that book thinks, but I want to know what other people think and how it would be implemented in today's
What?
time.
You have spoilers. What does the author of the book think?
I mean, I'd have to get it and read it. Do we want to do that right now?
Do you want to come back to it next week?
Let's come back to
Do
it
a
next
part
week.
2 so
Yeah.
we can get caught up on it?
Yeah, let's do that.
Alright, The Unseen Realm by Heiser. No, yeah, Michael Heiser. Pick it up today. Or, wait,
I'd recommend
buy
the
it
audio
online.
version.
Yeah, I was about to say, get it online. 'Cause you can't go to a bookstore right now. So,
Moving on to food. That's a really big change of topic.
did you add a third thing?
I didn't, but I just wanted to talk about
Oh, yeah.
restaurants in general right now and how they're operating.
So up in our food section, then it's evolved over the time of this podcast. At first, what was it? We just went through food items and talked about the best ones.
Yeah, we went through food categories, and then we eventually ran out because
We talked about it for a
yeah,
while.
we talked about it for a couple of weeks.
Even continental breakfast, which you didn't know what was at the time. That's how desperate we were.
No, I have no idea what that continental breakfast.
And then it was then we for a quick minute we were doing just just restaurants and just talking about it.
Just restaurants in Lubbock.
But
And then we did our
lately-
favorite restaurants.
Yeah, lately it's been a lot more fun to do whatever new and weird food items have come up from the past week and just kind of react to those. Because normally we got our guests, so we've got great reactions because they don't know what's going on. The first thing I put up is sweet cinnamon Cheetos.
Okay, I haven't heard of this because normally
I got a
don't look
picture
at
of
the
it.
document until the day of. But
It's on my phone.
sweet cinnamon Cheeto.
Yeah, so it's Cheeto brand, and basically from looking at the picture of it, it just looks like a cinnamon twist kind of. The Cheeto branded cinnamon twist, and I think they're in paw shapes or something. I can't remember.
That actually sounds kind of good.
Yeah, so it just looked like a less fresh version of cinnamon twist.
So it kind of sounds like the cinnamon twist you get at Taco Bell.
That's what I'm talking about. What other cinnamon twists do you have?
I was thinking about the. There's those sticks. What are they called? The cinnamon.
A
sticks?
churro?
Yeah, churro.
Bruh,
totally
get
blanked
out
on
of
the
here.
name.
Nah.
Totally blanked on the name. I was thinking of a churro, sliced up small churros in a bag. That's what I was thinking of originally. But
Dude.
no. So the cinnamon twists from Taco Bell that are
Yeah, that's what it's
it's
more
like pork rinds, but cinnamon and sweet.
Ew.
like the texture of pork rinds, they're crunchy.
Honestly, I don't know if this is a popular opinion or an unpopular opinion, but I don't like pork rinds.
What's
I've
wrong
tried
with
them several times. One time you took them on a road trip and you opened them up in the car and we're like, Zach, what are you doing?
Dude, pork rinds are great. They're super unhealthy, but they taste great.
Ugh. I'm not a fan of them.
Okay, so since we were just randomly talking about pork rinds, while I was in El Paso yesterday, we got lunch there, and the beans that we got had pork rinds in them.
What?
I'm not kidding you. So these are supposed to be high quality beans you get at a restaurant, and they have
Pork rinds?
pork rinds in the beans. They're so good. You know, your refried beans that you put.
Sounds terrible.
You don't put these in your burrito. It's the one that has the sauce in it. It's great.
That's so random. Alright. Next thing we got up, sticking with the sweet side, cotton candy Peeps.
I hate Peeps.
Same. I don't like Peeps.
Does anybody like Peeps?
Yeah. There's a few people.
Can you name one?
Yeah, there was someone at the well that loves Peeps, but I can't think of who it was.
Dang. Okay. I don't know anyone that likes Peeps. They're basically just super sweet marshmallows that don't
With
taste
disgusting
good.
sugar.
Yeah, I don't like them. But
Plus, wasn't that did you ever, when you were a little kid, did you ever not wrap, you open your Peeps, you take one, back when I would still eat them, I mean, I was 4 or 5, and you don't wrap it up properly, and so then that next night when you go to get your second Peep, they're harder than a rock?
Yes. That was horrible. Just Peeps are just a bad buy in general, in my opinion. So what are these cotton candy Peeps?
So cotton candy flavor stuff?
It's just cotton candy flavored marshmallows?
Yeah.
Oh. I thought it was going to be Peeps just made out of cotton candy.
That would be better.
That would be better. That's what I was thinking. I was like, maybe I would actually get
What if
some.
they made cotton candy shaped like Peeps?
That's what I said.
Okay. Then yeah, that's what I would rather try. But no, that's just cotton candy flavored Peeps. So,
Well,
it's a
that's
no-go.
disappointing.
It's a no-go for me. Alright, what else did you want to do for the food section?
I just wanted to talk about the state of restaurants right now.
State of restaurants.
The state of restaurants.
That sounds really deep.
It's not.
That's a good
it's just,
title of a book. The State of Restaurants.
Maybe if Gordon Ramsay was writing
A
a
food
book
book.
about food,
I'm sure he'll do that at some point.
that'd be kind of funny. So, how are restaurants doing right now? Or what are they doing in general?
Drive-through or curbside or delivery. Those are your options. No dine-in. Even on the patio.
That really sucks in my opinion, because a lot of companies rely on people coming in to get food. Like, imagine, like, you know, your big fancy restaurants and stuff, like, you don't do carry out.
Like Cheesecake Factory or... What's another big restaurant? I don't know. That's pointless for me to go down the list. Because I think at this point, most of them have adapted, though, to curbside. Orlando's already delivers. But I always see, there's this Facebook group that I think was a realtor that created it.
It probably wouldn't be that hard for fast food, but for other types of restaurants, like the ones that are basically just for sit down, I feel like it'd be really hard.
It's happening, though. I mean, yeah, some of them are closing down, I'm assuming. But someone created a Facebook group on Facebook, and...
A Facebook group on
yeah,
Facebook?
I heard it. Oh, hey, Jordan's there. And it was... It's for local restaurants mainly, and so basically it's just people update on the group, like what local restaurants are open and what they do, and someone invited me in that. And most of them, some of those fancy ones that you're talking about that are like just the sit-down restaurants have simplified their menu.
Okay.
And so you have like these options, and they're still doing just curbside, order ahead, they take it out to you, that kind of thing. So, I don't know. They're doing the best they can, but whenever I have gone to a restaurant, it's for the drive-thru, it's been pretty busy. Like, the other day when Taco Bell was giving out those free Doritos tacos, then...
Are they still doing that?
I think it was just that day.
Oh. I want to go get free tacos.
Then, the drive-thru line was out through the... this is Taco Bell, and it was wrapped around. So, I don't know. Every time I've gone through by a restaurant, for the most part, it's been busy, unless it's just a bad restaurant.
I mean, that makes sense. One thing, okay, so since I've been in business classes and stuff, and I've been learning more about it, so a lot of restaurants that deal with a lot of traffic make a lot of stuff in advance. So, like, Chick-fil-A is constantly making sandwiches, right?
Yeah.
Because they know, like, around lunchtime, tons of people are going to come in and get sandwiches. So now, because they don't have as many people coming in to the actual sit-down part, they can't predict who's coming, who's not, when they're going to be busy, when they're not going to be busy. So it's
Chick-fil-A
messing up.
all the time busy.
That's true. But other restaurants, they're having a hard time keeping up with orders. So a lot of times orders will be slower now just because they make them as they come in instead of making them all ahead of time. So you're losing money on that. That's basically just your fast food places that are super busy all the time. But it is something I've noticed.
But I know. What are you going to do about it? Eat it.
Yeah.
Just eat it. But yeah, that was something interesting. I don't know. What's next?
I already talked about the book that I wanted to talk about, so...
Books is not next.
It's not? Oh, it is on mine.
Trouble/new tech.
Oh,
You
I
skipped the whole
totally skipped this section.
Well, there's only like 2 things in it. This is normally like one of the things we talk about the longest. Oh, yes.
What is this?
Alright, it's your turn to read.
Quarantine Together dating app?
Yeah. So, there's a dating app, that is built around this quarantine. Or are we allowed to say that?
Quarantine?
Yeah, we can say
Yeah,
quarantine.
we can say quarantine.
Okay. That's so basically you go on and you answer questions such as how long do you wash your hands, and based on the amount of seconds you put, it'll match you up with people. So like, say you wash your hands for 14 seconds, it'll match you up with someone that washes their hands for 14 seconds. And
Dude.
it's like after like 10 minutes of talking, then y'all can video chat or something.
That sounds hilarious. It sounds like it was made as a joke.
Hey, hopefully we'll get a Netflix movie about it in a few years. Quarantine dating app, the movie.
Okay, people are actually joking about the what is it? Coronennials or whatever you say.
Yeah.
The new baby boomers or whatever of the time. So people are joking about this right now, but in a decade, I feel like that's actually going to be a thing. We're going to start seeing a huge rise. And when I say a decade, I mean like this is going to be actually documented. I'm sure we'll see the results before then, obviously. But
Man,
I just
all you
can't
gotta
wait to
say
see
is-
if it's actually a joke or not.
All the t-shirts that just say quarantine and chill. And then has like a pack. It's like wipies and stuff. But, yep. The next one, Google. I thought this was cool. Well, but then I thought, why just California? I don't know. But Google is working to give students in California, 100,000 students in California, Wi-Fi and 4K Chromebooks.
Can I
No,
get one of those?
4,000 Chromebooks, not a Chromebook in 4K.
Oh,
I wrote
okay.
that weird. 4,000 Chromebooks, which isn't very much,
Considering, yeah,
but I guess it's something.
it is something. It's pretty cool.
It was probably just for people that don't have laptops that all of a sudden have to have one.
Oh, for school, yeah, probably.
I saw on a Facebook page here in Lubbock, someone was needing to get a laptop because they went, Monday, their first day of school or whatever back started, and they thought they could do it on their phone, but whatever programs they were using, they couldn't do on their phone, so all of a sudden they had to go out and get a laptop.
Yeah.
So, again, most people can't just, a lot of people, kids especially, can't just like, if you don't already have one, just all of a sudden go get a laptop, so.
Dude, okay, so since we're talking about this, I was trying to find a webcam just to put up on my monitors.
Oh yeah, I need one for Zoom.
Yeah, so do I.
I just use my laptop one.
That's what I have to do right now, but I have a desktop computer that I want to be able to use, which
Yeah.
I can't because I don't have a camera. It's really dumb.
We can show your display after when we're finishing up.
I mean, we can do that, afterward. So, I was looking on Amazon. Literally, the lowest I could find that we would be able to get here in a week was like $50 or more. $50 or more.
Are they in high demand right now?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
super high demand.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this has never happened. Like, I got a webcam that was really good a couple of years ago for like $12 at like Walmart or Target or something.
$12.
But now they're super expensive for some reason. Couldn't even find one at Walmart.
What are you supposed to do when even Walmart can't help you?
Amazon. And then what do you do when Amazon can't help you? Go to the second page of
Basically,
Google.
go back to caveman times.
Yeah, pretty much. Luckily, I have a laptop that does have a webcam. What I decided I'm going to do is I have an old laptop that doesn't really work anymore. I'm gonna take the camera out of that, hook it up to a USB charger that doesn't work anymore. Just kind of splice it together, and then tape it up to the top of my monitor.
Is it better than this one?
I haven't tested the other camera
Oh.
yet. I never used it.
Oh dang! You had that for a bit though, didn't you? You never used it.
No, I never used the camera on a laptop. It's just kind of one of those things there that I've never needed until
Until you need
quarantine.
it. Until Blue Monkey came around.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of those things that a lot of computer manufacturers never paid any attention to. It's just like, oh yeah, like this just has a camera just because every computer has a camera, every laptop has a camera.
Basically.
Now,
Back in the day, I feel like it was used more for Skype calls. Were more common.
they were a little bit more common.
What
but
else would you Skype on? Skype was like the only thing. Like 20 years ago, 15 years ago?
people had those like webcams that you would Those like circular
Yeah, I guess
round
everyone-
eyeball webcams. Everyone had those.
That's true. So, alright, video game news. What's up?
3 straight months of Stadia. What is that?
Oh yeah, I put that on there. Well, I put all this on there. But that's just for me. I got an email yesterday from Google, and for being a longtime YouTube Premium member, then they gave me 3 months of Stadia Pro for free
When can you use it? Like immediately?
once I activate it.
Oh, is Stadia out for people that didn't buy like I forgot what the premium bundle original
I don't
thing
know.
was.
I didn't pull it up. I don't know if Stadia Pro is already out, but I was like, hey, that's something. 3 months for free.
Yeah, well, I wanted to maybe do like 1 month of Stadia just to see how it was, but the only way to do it initially was to buy the pack that came with the controller and the Chromecast, which I didn't want to do. I just wanted to like stream it to a laptop or to my phone or something since I have a Pixel. It works. Just to see how it worked. But maybe I'll try it out if I can find 3 months for free.
I'll just give you my Pro membership. I'll sell it to you for half the price.
But you got it for free.
Yeah, and I'll sell it to you for half the price of what you normally pay for it.
You paid 0, so I should get half of 0, which is still 0.
No, how much normally you'd have to pay for it. I'll give it to you for that price for half.
Fine.
Just kidding.
Okay. What's
So-
up next?
Mario. I'm pretty sure it's the 35th anniversary. I don't know why I put 30th. It's Mario's 35th anniversary,
Correct us if we're wrong.
but we're not. So, Mario's 35th anniversary is this year, and so they're coming back with remastered stuff for Switch.
Okay.
So it's like most of their 3D games. Well, it was like Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, Super Mario Galaxy, the first one,
Dude, Super Mario Galaxy. I haven't played that in a while.
and also they're supposed to be coming out with a new Paper Mario game, and others, whatever that means. So
Interesting.
lots of I don't remember what it was called. But
Mario Galaxy was so underrated in my opinion.
I played the second one because we got it from you. Like I got it from you several years ago.
Yeah. In my opinion, it was really underrated. It was such a...
I played it a little
good
bit.
game.
I never played the first one, but I assume it's not too different than the second one.
Mm-mm.
It was
Second
pretty
one was
good.
better, but first one was still like the original one, and that's really what got me into like the 3D Mario games, which I was like,
Got
oh,
you.
how
Oh, dude, we just broke our record. We're up to 11.
nice. I was like, how are we gonna make a Mario game 3D? Well, they did it, and they did a good job.
Yeah, so that's exciting for people that like Mario. Lots of Mario. Alright, what's next? Oh, this one's fun.
Amazon working in Project Tempo cloud gaming service.
So Amazon is making a gaming service.
Who isn't these days?
Walmart. Wait, did Walmart ever make that one?
I think they said they wanted to a while ago.
Yeah,
I don't know if they're actually going to.
but so now,
Amazon now.
dude, they totally need to have this in for their Prime benefits.
That would actually be pretty cool.
If you have Amazon Prime, then you automatically have this Amazon cloud gaming service. That'd be so fun. I don't know if that would work financially, but I mean, I assume you'd still have to buy games and stuff. I don't know how they would do it. If they would do it like the what are you writing?
I just added a movie we watched last night.
Oh, cool. So wait, so how do you think it's gonna work? Is this gonna be like the Apple Arcade, or just gonna be like Stadia?
Apple Arcade, if I had to guess.
So you just have a bunch of games out there. You can play any game you want. You just don't own it, but you pay a subscription monthly for it.
Yeah. Funny enough, the movie we were watching last night was on the Amazon Fire Stick thing, and there was ads for some reason, because it's Amazon. And they were advertising for a lot of games on their Amazon game service, which I didn't even know existed.
Yeah, well, there you go.
So I'm pretty sure it's going to be more of like the Apple Arcade thing.
There you go then. Alright. Oh yeah, this was interesting too. So 50,000 Warzone members got banned for cheating this week.
You're talking about Call of Duty Warzone?
Yeah.
The new
one that it's free, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Battle Royale style.
The Battle Royale Call of Duty thing.
50,000 people already got banned for cheating.
That's good because I heard cheating was rampant in the servers.
Well, so maybe this will scare some people away from cheating. But yeah. Have you played it?
I have not. The little time I have had to play video games, I've been playing the new Doom Eternal, which I know I've talked about for the past 3 episodes.
You already said that.
I know I've talked about it a lot, but oh my gosh, I'm almost done with the campaign. And I've already put over 10 hours, total, into the game. And it's so much fun, it's amazing.
Did you see the PS4 PlayStation Plus member free games this month?
No.
It's Uncharted 4 and this dirt racing game and all these other games, but I thought it was interesting they actually put Uncharted 4 on.
That's pretty cool.
It's been out for several years now, but it's still pretty cool. Alright.
Oh, I have a meme that I want to talk about.
Oh, please do.
Okay.
Oh, and I do too, but we'll go with yours first.
School is definitely a meme right now, but more specifically, there have been a few, I should say.
A few.
Zach, it's not popping up everywhere, but it's starting to become more popular.
Zach, try not to be dramatic. There's so many. Okay, a few.
A few. So many. No, not true. A few. Where memes where people are just trolling their teachers on online classes. So there's actually a Reddit for sharing your Zoom class info, so other people will join your classroom and just troll the crap out of the teachers.
What?
I'm not kidding. It exists.
Is that even
it's
legal?
so funny. I don't know, but it's hilarious.
That is hilarious. Are you on that?
No, but it popped up in my YouTube feed one time. It was a video of just teachers getting trolled, and I'm like, that's hilarious.
Hilarious?
It is hilarious. The schools are not, IT is not schools' forte and technology.
They need Greg.
They need, Linus from Linus Tech Tips. That's how much they're struggling.
Dang. So, oh wait, now I can't go back to the meme I was going to talk about. I am ready for the Tiger King meme to be over.
Which meme?
Tiger King.
Oh.
I was about to be I know you don't have social media, but have you ever heard of Tiger King? You are living under a boulder.
I've heard of it.
It's old people been talking about
it, though.
The last 2 weeks, it's been coronavirus, tiger memes.
Tiger memes? Okay, I haven't seen any tiger memes. I've heard of this, but I haven't seen any memes.
It's the guy from it. Here, let me pull it up.
Is he retarded or what?
Well, he's gay, for one.
Okay.
But, it's I haven't given in yet and watched it.
Is it from a show? Or a movie?
Yes, The Tiger King. It's a Netflix original that came out a few weeks ago.
Okay. So, because I don't go on Netflix ever, I don't know about it.
But it's this big worldwide pandemic, right? What do you not know about it? What is The Tiger King? Alright. Maybe I should say Netflix. Alright, Netflix Tiger King. Murder, Mayhem, and Madness is a true crime documentary that follows the story of the flamboyant private zoo owner, Joe Exotic, who bred big cats.
Sounds like something I never want to watch.
But, everyone is watching it right now. It's
Why? Did YouTube's algorithm break again and it just recommends this to everybody?
What? It's Netflix.
Did Netflix algorithm break again and it's recommending?
No, it's because it just got released and people don't have anything better to do and everyone's just really intrigued by it. Look at this guy and this tiger. Who doesn't want to watch that?
Me.
Yeah, same. But I think at this point everyone is just watching it because they're just so curious about what the heck's happening.
Oh.
And apparently, all the show and stuff, I don't know how accurate this is because again I haven't seen it, but it actually opened up this murder case. It reopened it, so they're trying to figure it out.
An actual murder case?
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
One in the show?
No, an actual murder case. Whatever this is about.
Oh, that's interesting.
So, has anyone comment? Let us know. Have y'all watched this show yet? What do y'all recommend it, or is it just kind of weird?
Even if you recommend it, I'm still not gonna watch it. That looks so weird.
All right.
So that's your meme.
Next
I haven't
up.
listened to any podcast. Oh, did you finish listening to the Rhett and Link series?
Oh yeah, I listened to the 4 of them.
What was the last one about?
Or maybe it's 5 of them. Well, after they each took a whole podcast, like an hour and 10 minutes, saying their own, how they specifically fell away. So the first, like, 2 episodes is them saying all the events and stuff that played into their faith and, oh, did we say what we're talking about?
No, I was about to mention.
Okay.
We haven't, so we're going to talk about this since 2 weeks ago. Let's recap. Jeremy's been listening to the Rhett and Link. They have a podcast called Ear Biscuits.
Yeah, the guys from Good Mythical Morning.
This series was talking about, just briefly summarize what it was about.
I was listening to 4 episodes of it, and that's like over 6 hours.
Okay, so a long
over
time.
6 hours of listening. Here's my brief recap. Dudes grew up in the church, were working in ministry in the church while doing their performing and stuff in the church, and then eventually just had seeds of doubt and fell away from the church. There you go.
Okay, so that's what we're talking about in a nutshell.
Yeah,
Specifically
and
Rhett and Link.
Go back to our last podcast, and I go into more detail for like 5 to at least 5 minutes, maybe more, talking about the episodes individually. But I finished it. At that point, I only listened to like 2 or so, but I listened to both of those. How much time are we at?
A little over 45 minutes.
No, that's not bad. And then they each took an episode breaking down like the specific things that went on in their mind and their lives that caused them to break away from being what do they call themselves?
Christians?
No, I'm thinking specifically.
There's a specific word for people that fall away from their faith?
What? No, the kind of the denomination they
Oh,
were.
Baptist?
I mean, yeah, but they call themselves something else, like radical Christians or something. I don't know, but yeah, Baptists. Anyways, and so they just each take a turn breaking down what happened, and their stories are both different, for their specific reasons of why they went away. But yeah, it was sad to watch and listen to.
So, what were the other episodes about? The ones that you hadn't listened to yet?
The first, what?
The new one that you listened to.
Yeah, so like the first episode was them recapping like how they met and everything leading up until like college, and then the second episode was like college and then working in a ministry in college, being missionaries and stuff, and then being welders. They got their degree. They were working as welders, and then
Wait, they were like welders, like you weld metal welders?
Yeah. And like engineers, not welders. I meant to say engineers. I don't know why I said welders. They were engineers.
About to say, can you get a degree in welding?
So they were volunteering for this Christian ministry, crusades, campus crusades. That's what it's called. And so they went from doing that to, while being in college, to then they graduated college, and then they were working as engineers, and then they quit their job as engineers to be missionaries, and then eventually it shows how they phased out of that and went on to doing entertainment stuff full time. And then like the third episode was Rhett, and then the fourth episode was Link, just breaking down all the reasons of why they left and specific things that they were having issues with, and just kind of how it affected their relationships with like their families, and just kind of how they moved on afterwards. And I think they've done some episodes since then because they took a break just to get back on their regular podcast routine. But then now I think they've gone back and recapped a little bit more like specific things that they believe in.
Mm-hmm.
But because I think this series started back in January, so January to February, so they took a break. But one of them was titled, that I listened to, was like "Are We Afraid of Hell?" And I think they're going to do more specific things that they believe now. But this podcast was about was just their ideas and how much studying they actually did, because they break it down interestingly. Like, they didn't want to leave the church.
Okay.
They make it clear that it was their life. That, and whenever they start to have seeds of doubt, then they show how they, try to do all the research and, praying and thinking that they're being tested and stuff.
Right.
But eventually then they did break away, and they didn't want to. That's something that they stress that I find interesting. They try to stress that they were all in, it was their life, and they didn't want to leave. But they say that they're after the truth, and they didn't end up finding the truth through Christ.
That's interesting. Do you remember any of the specific reasons why they were doubting?
Evolution. Then they both of their reasons were different.
Okay.
I'm blanking. The guy with the beard, that's Rhett.
Yeah.
Okay. Rhett went more specific in his, as far as like he was going back and forth with evolution and creation, and then he was like, well, I can be a Christian and still believe in evolution. And then he went to, well, if I don't believe in Adam and Eve, then Paul says if Adam and Eve weren't real, didn't happen, and like a lot of the Bible is like messed up.
Right.
And so he was trying to live with he's like, okay, well, I can just believe in evolution and still, be Christian, whatever. And he just started taking out things. He goes into specific reading books about DNA and like all these things that, like scientific things. Like I said, he was trying to go for the truth, and he kept finding people, instead of people proving why the Bible was real, then people would be disproving the theories. And so he definitely tried to do his research and stuff. And he was looking for the truth. I think he just got caught up on looking in some of the wrong places.
Yeah, so I was gonna say, being a student at Tech, you're constantly bombarded with, your atheistic views. My biology professor, Bio 1 professor, had a schedule of trying to disprove the Bible. Like, that was his mission in the course, not only just to teach biology, but to get every student that had any sort of doubt of Christianity to really flush that out, which was really hard on me specifically. Like, he's like presenting all this data and evidence against Christianity, but at the same time, you can't get all of your data from someone that's trying to disprove something. You have to get multiple sources outside of just one area of expertise.
Did you ever read that book or watch that movie by that atheist professor? I recommended that a while ago.
Talking about C.S. Lewis, who was an atheist turned Christian?
No, this one was that guy that went out. I don't remember if he was like a lawyer or what, but he was some kind of doctor, and he went out to prove that like the crucifixion didn't happen. Like, try to disprove all this stuff about the Bible, and then in the end, then he's like, there's literally, he went through like this whole list of things, and there's like all these things like actually happened. There's no way I can disprove any of these.
Oh, More Than a Carpenter? Is that it? The book?
No. Oh well, I'll think of it later maybe. But anyways, yeah, I get what you're saying. And also I was gonna say that you're basically like just made the script for God's Not Dead 4.
Dude, yes. I could be definitely the dude for God's Not Dead 4.
God's Not Dead Forever. That can be the title.
No, that's so cringy. Definitely not.
So,
moving on from podcasts to definitely not things we don't get, because there's a lot of things we don't get these times.
TV shows. I started a new TV show.
Oh yeah, we're talking about The Ideal.
Oh, did I skip that?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, because that's all government. We're not doing that. Oh yeah. Okay. Did you want to give the intro for this or me?
Yeah, so for our Ideal, if you don't know the segment since we haven't done it in a while.
What's going on? You gotta say why this is important. Like,
Well, I'm getting there.
Build it up, Zach.
So the ideal, we just pick whatever topic we choose, the ideal version of that. So we've done the ideal smartphone, ideal
streaming
service,
car, road trip.
We even did church one time.
It's true. We did.
Ideal church. So today we're doing the ideal video chat app, considering these times we all need video chat apps.
More relevant forever.
Yeah.
More relevant than ever, not more relevant forever. Because this is something that, like, everyone's using. You know, students are using it with their professors. Unfortunately, you know, we're using it at work for meetings and trainings and church small groups, services. Like, it's not just like one demographic is using this. Like, everyone is probably using this almost daily for different things by now.
Right.
Because this is just through the meetup now. So, it's important to have one that isn't, you know, buggy or janky, that's smooth and can operate and function how you need it to. Because, I mean, you're working with the best you can, but we're going to be talking about our ideal, perfect one. And, yeah, no preparation for this.
So for some reason, I was thinking of last podcast when you talked about when you saw Ready Player One. I'm just thinking of, like, in the future, we're going to all be in VR going to church.
Bruh. Y'all thought it was whack whenever there was a Marshmello concert in Fortnite. No. Now we're really taking it up a step and going to church in VR.
That'd be hilarious. I'm going to do that on Sunday. Just put on my VR headset, pull up a browser, and just watch church in VR.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. But for normal people to use, the ideal video chat app, definitely nothing to do with Facebook or Zoom, because they're getting hacked all the time. And
yeah, but Zoom is a baby. No one started using Zoom until 3 weeks ago.
That's true.
So Zoom still has to work out their stuff.
But why didn't something else that had been around for longer get actually used?
Because, like, not everyone has Hangouts.
Hangouts is great.
It is, but not everyone has that. Most people on iOS don't have that, I bet.
They should just get it. Like, everyone had to get Zoom.
Zoom's mutual, though. You can get on anything.
Hey, is Hangouts not mutual?
I don't know.
Is Skype not mutual?
Yo, only, like, people 16 and older use Skype now.
60 and older? Is that what you said?
Skype's old.
Is Skype for boomers? Is that what you're saying?
No. Well, last night I used Duo for the first legit time, and it seemed pretty good. It was clearer than
Zoom.
Yeah. It was clear.
Definitely.
The audio was good.
So we've been using Zoom for classes.
Yeah.
And it's not great. I'm a TA in a physics class, so I basically have to help teach. And you can only have one host at a time per
What? Who's texting
class.
me?
Have no idea. It doesn't matter.
I think Jordan just texted us on the group.
Oh. And that's a problem, because you can have more than one professor in a class, or TAs, and there's no way to make them have the same privileges as a professor, which is really annoying. What are you doing?
I'm checking my phone. I got like all these. Oh my goodness.
Can't you just pull it up on your laptop?
I need to get my login from Verizon because I had to reset it because
if you just download Android Messages, you can.
That's what I have.
Yeah, then just Control T for tab, and just type in Messages for web.
No, I have to log in, and I still need to get a new one because we don't have the password for it because it was set by our grandma, who I haven't talked to in over 3 years.
Your Verizon password was set by your grandma that you haven't talked to in 3 years.
At least 3 years. So.
Okay, that's a fun fact.
So yeah, so we had to work. I had to work with Verizon on that one.
Okay. Anyway, back to the ideal video chat app. I would definitely say something like Hangouts and something that has way more features that we can implement. So I can't think of anything like that off the top of my head, but I'd definitely say something new needs to be built specifically for classes.
The class app.
The class app. That should be the
meeting
name of
app.
No, just the class app.
That's what we've been using ours. We've been using our Tuesday morning meetings for work, and then Thursday morning trainings, small group, and other meetings.
We need something that prioritizes connection and doesn't glitch out all the time like Zoom.
Zoom glitches out.
I mean, sometimes it accidentally makes other people the host, and then students can do bad things.
Speaking from personal experience or just what you've heard?
From what I've heard, and also I've seen that Zoom is not the most reliable.
Yeah.
Because in class, yeah.
Well, Skate Hangouts or Google Duo. One that has lots of filters, of course.
Oh my god.
Just kidding. We're setting up the live stream. I'm like, dude, we can live stream in all these filters. He's like, please don't.
No filters.
I don't know. Mine would probably be one focused on audio, because the first time we used Zoom, and this was 2 full weeks ago, so maybe it was still learning. I don't know. But it was at Well meeting. There were like 28, 29, 30 of us, and the audio was bad. I don't know if people just weren't muting their mics when they weren't talking, and that was messing it up. Or if people were too close to each other, because a couple people were live together, and they were in the same room, like sitting on the couch on 2 accounts on Zoom. Right. I think it was messing up the feed.
I don't think so. That might be it, but I don't think so.
What was it?
People need to join, and automatically their mics need to be muted. You just have to unmute yourself to talk.
Or the host.
You know what? I just realized we already have the most ideal video chat app, and not just video chat, audio. Discord.
Yeah, we got one of those for the Well.
Dude, Discord is already great. Why? Just because it's made specifically for gaming doesn't mean that classes can't use it.
People have been using it.
I wish universities adopted Discord.
But can you video on Discord besides streaming?
You just stream yourself.
Yeah.
I know it's for gaming, but you can do the same thing. You just stream
the
professor. Same concept.
Stream your professor. Dude, next week you can get holograms like in Star Wars. You just set all of your classmates up in a circle.
Oh my gosh.
Alright, I've called you here today to have this council meeting.
No, so the professor's still in the lecture hall, but then each chair has like a hologram of the student.
He's just quarantined in the lecture hall.
Or even better, everyone's in VR in school.
So, to answer the question, mine would focus on audio.
Mine would basically be Discord, but everyone has video.
Seems legit.
Are we going to move on to TV shows?
We can.
If we have any.
I started one this week. It's not a new one. It's got 4 episodes already.
It says we have a chat. Should click
4 seasons. Where?
Bottom left.
What? No.
What is that?
This is who's online active.
Oh. I don't Facebook, so I don't know.
Anyways, what were we saying? You distracted me. Oh yeah, TV show. Now I can't get this away. Alright. It got 4 seasons already. It's on Netflix. It's not a Netflix original though.
What is it?
I think it was a CBS show. It's called All American.
All American?
Yeah.
All American Rejects?
So it's a football show.
Not the band.
No.
Okay.
And it's this guy who grew up. His dad left 8 years ago, and he grew up with his mom and little brother, and in the hood, in California, and basically, superstar high school, and before his junior year for football, before his junior year started. Then the coach for Beverly High, from Beverly Hills, wanted to illegally, but recruit him to go play football for Beverly High. So he's going from the hood to living at Beverly Hills, because to switch schools for sports, then you can't just switch just to switch. I know you probably know this because you don't know anything about sports.
And is this high school?
Yeah.
I definitely don't know anything about the public school system either.
And so you have to have a change of address to be able to move.
Wait, what?
To switch schools, you have to be living in that district. And so he has to move in, with the coach. So he has a change of zip code, so he's eligible to play, and to go to that high school.
That's weird.
So basically, it's him changing from the hood to Beverly Hills with no money, basically. Mm-hmm. And it's him trying to fit in, because he leaves his community from where he's from, and is trying to join in this rich community where everyone's parents are famous in Hollywood. And so it's him trying to go back and forth between both of his friend groups, the people he's grown up with, the gangs and stuff, and then all the rich snobs, basically. And it's a nice break from all the murder mystery shows I've been watching, and they play football in it too, so that's cool. And it's a decent show. I mean, that's all I got to say. It's not amazing, but that's just the show I had picked up.
I haven't watched any shows recently. Still. I still haven't watched any shows recently.
What? You caught up on A Million Little Things?
Nope.
Dude, it's so crazy now.
Okay.
You need to watch that.
I'll try. No guarantees. Movies. Do we have a lot of movies?
Onward's coming to Disney Plus yesterday.
So it's already out?
Yeah, 5 months earlier than it normally would have been.
Nice.
So, now you can go watch Onward after you watch Toy Story 4 and Frozen 2.
Oh my gosh. I'm just going to have this long list of movies that I don't have any excuse for not having watched.
Basically,
Jordan.
What?
Long list of movies that has no excuse of not watched.
Okay. Shots fired.
I mean, that's just the first thing that came to my mind, but...
Okay, that's
whatever.
So random. So yeah, Onward. It was alright. Go
What's
watch
the
it.
next one?
Last weekend, we finally watched the Murder on the Orient Express. A week after watching Knives Out. And tonight we're going to watch Murder Mystery. That's the Adam Sandler, Jennifer Aniston murder.
Oh yeah, we talked about
Netflix.
that before.
I haven't watched it yet. I'm going to watch it tonight, I think. But had you seen Murder on the Orient Express?
No.
It's pretty good. That's all I got.
What is the next one? Artemis
Fowl is going straight to Disney Plus.
What is that?
What? Google it.
Artemis Fowl?
You Google that and I'll talk about Sony. Okay? There you go. 2020 film. You're not going to learn anything from the thumbnails.
I'm just reading this.
Read it out loud so our viewers can know.
Artemis Fowl is a 12-year-old genius and descendant of a long line of criminal masterminds. He soon finds himself in an epic battle against a race of powerful underground... Does that say fairies?
Yep.
Fairies who may be behind his father's disappearance. So... At the beginning, it's just 12-year-old genius. I just thought of Dexter's Laboratory, but then it got into underground fairies.
Also Dexter's Laboratory.
Not really, but okay.
So,
I have no idea what this is about.
It's going straight to Disney Plus, though.
Okay. This is gonna be weird.
Yeah. But so also I wanted to talk a minute about Sony movies. So they're basically canceling this whole year.
I love how you spelled Sony, S-O-N-E-Y.
Oh, yeah. So Sony's canceling this year, and they're putting all their movies for 2021. They're not even pushing them to the fall or the winter. They're just, done. So that's the Morbius with, what's his face, Jared Leto. They're trying to make their own Spider-Man pocket villain universe.
Oh.
So you got Morbius, you got Peter Rabbit 2, you got Uncharted getting delayed another year, and I'm missing a Sony movie. What am I missing?
I have no idea.
Morbius. There's another live action. I don't know. What's your movie you got?
This is just a movie that we watched because I rarely watch movies. So we watched a movie called The Great Short last night. It's basically about the stock market crash and this guy who was able to short the housing market.
Oh yeah, I remembered what it was. Ghostbusters with Paul Rudd.
Oh.
That was supposed to be the other one that came out this summer.
So yeah, not the most appropriate movie, but apparently it's based off of like a real story. Like this dude actually shorted the housing market and made tons of money. So yeah.
When was the movie made?
I don't know.
And what year was it based off of? 2008? The Great Short. Yeah. So while you're looking that up, no Morbius,
is it The Big
no
Short or The Great Short?
Ghostbusters, no Peter
No, it's called
Rabbit
The
2.
Big Short. Sorry, not The Great Short.
Wowza.
I just remembered it today.
When did you watch it?
Last night. Came out in 2015.
What year was it based off of though? 2008? I just heard market crash.
Yeah, 2008.
Yeah.
Apparently, I didn't know it was rated R, but I guess it makes sense.
So would you recommend it?
I recommend it for people in the business world that like to know about stock stuff.
Stock stuff?
I mean, it was pretty entertaining on its own, but I don't know. I would not recommend watching it if you have people under the age of 18 with you, because it is rated R.
Well, yeah, makes sense then. So, was that everything then?
I think that's everything. Do you have anything else to talk about?
Beta Lost and Shrek the Donkey?
No.
Alright, well, I hope this went okay. First time ever doing this live. Down to 2 right now.
For audio listeners, we're basically done. You can stop listening now.
It's true. Thanks for watching on our... if you watched on Facebook, there's as many of 11 of you for a while, so that was cool. But we're still learning. We probably... I don't know where we're going to be next week. This isn't our regular setup.
No.
Hey, did you want to pause it on here?
Yeah. Audio listeners, thanks for listening. We'll catch you guys on the next one.
Don't